Hi, in this video I want to talk about how to heal from a breakup as a teen. A heartbreak is honestly one of the hardest things to go through, especially as a teen, because most likely this is one of your first heartbreaks. Maybe this is, the first guy you've dated that you actually really took seriously and really liked, and the relationship ended and you have no idea what to do now because that guy was probably a big part of your life, and it was the person you Snapchatted all the time. It was the guy that sat with you in the cafeteria all the time. You really liked him, and all of a sudden he's just not part of your life, and that is so hard. Personally, my first breakup was my junior year of high school. I think I dated somebody in 6th grade and broke up and whatnot, but it wasn't that serious. But one of my longest and serious relationships was from my 8th grade year till my junior year. And when that relationship ended, it was so hard. It took me a long time to heal from that breakup because I dated the kid for 4 years, and it was a serious relationship, and all of a sudden he just wasn't a part of my life. It was hard. So I just want to share with you some of the things that helped me get over the breakup and just be there for you during this hard stage of life, because I personally wish there were videos like this out there when I was going through that breakup. I actually vividly remember typing in how to heal from a breakup in high school, and there just was not very many YouTube videos out there at that time. So yeah, I hope you find this video helpful. Alright, so my very first tip I have for you is to stay busy, because if you're not staying busy, that is the more time you're giving yourself to think about the breakup. And one of the worst things you can do in this time is to spend a lot of time dwelling on the breakup, because it's so painful, and spending too much time thinking about the breakup is just going to make you sadder and more depressed. And so this is such a good time to start picking up on different hobbies. Go hang out with the friends that you ditched because you were so into the relationship and never really had time for your friends. Go do things that you actually enjoy, the things that you gave up because you were too focused on the relationship. Maybe you had some hobbies that you really liked, but you kind of stopped doing them because you were too busy hanging out with the guy. Go do things that make you happy, or just start something completely new. Maybe you've always wanted to get into running, but you just never really did. This is such a good time to get into some type of new activity, because the more you focus on doing something else, again, the less time you have thinking about the breakup. Okay, however, my second tip kind of contradicts the first tip, and that is let yourself feel the pain. So what do I mean by that? A lot of times after a breakup, I think, we do want to get over it and not have to be sad, and so we throw ourselves into things and get busy. And although that's good, you also do need to make sure you're taking the time to heal from it properly. So realize that it's actually okay to spend some time being sad about it. It's okay to cry sometimes. It's okay to go through your phone and look at those pictures and memories and reminisce on them, and it's completely okay to go to your friends and ask them if you could talk to them about the pain that you're going through. Now, I know sometimes maybe your friends will get annoyed and they just don't want to hear it anymore. And if that's the case, then go to the school counselor. Like, they are trained to help teens through this kind of stuff, and they will be a listening ear, because sometimes you just need to talk it out and be able to share your experience with somebody else instead of just keeping it all in. And the more you talk and the more you let yourself actually really feel those feelings, the sooner you're going to be able to get over that breakup. Because sometimes what we do is we keep ourselves so busy to where we actually don't take the time to heal from the breakup, and then later on when we're not busy anymore, it all just comes crashing and you realize, whoa, I thought I was over that, but I'm actually not. Like, I'm still sad about this, I'm still crying about this, what's up with that? I thought I was okay. So earlier on, if you actually take the time to let yourself feel and cry and be sad and be upset, be angry, and all of that, it'll be much better than just stuffing your feelings down. However, I do want to say this is not a phase you want to be stuck in for too long. It's okay to take some time to be upset and sad and angry and bitter. However, eventually you do need to figure out, okay, how can I move on from this? You don't want to spend all of the school year obsessing over this breakup, and you don't want it to ruin your life. You don't want it to end up putting you into a deep depressive episode. So make sure you find a happy medium. Take time to heal, but also figure out ways to move on and be happy again. Okay, the third tip I have for you is remind yourself why the relationship ended. And this is important because when we're going through the healing stage, we miss the idea of having a person. So we're almost willing to forget about all the bad parts of the relationship so we can have that person come back into our life. Because it sucks going from having someone to text all the time to looking at your phone and all of a sudden like no one is texting you, and you wish, man, like I wish I was still in that relationship because then I would have someone to text and to hang out with all the time. And then we slowly start forgetting about all the negative parts of the relationship that led to this breakup. You start forgetting about how you actually weren't that happy in the relationship and you were actually fighting a lot in the relationship. And it's important to remember those parts of the relationship, because the last thing you want to do is get back with the person just because you hate feeling lonely and then repeat it all over again, because again you get back into fighting, you get back into arguing, and then you break up again and it ends up being a cycle. So in order to avoid that, remind yourself why the relationship ended so you're not tempted to go back to the person. Okay, so this next tip is going to sound a little harsh, but I promise you it can end up being like a very, very important step of the healing process, and that is to block the person. Now, I don't mean block them out of hate and spite. I more so mean block them so you can protect yourself. Because let's say like you get on Instagram and all of a sudden you see a picture that he posts of one of his friends that's a girl or whatever, like that can be pretty hurtful because it's gonna look like he's moving on way faster than you, and like you're still dealing with the pain, and all of a sudden he's posting pictures of other girls or whatnot. Like, that's hard. So you have to protect yourself, and in order to protect yourself you need to figure out a way to not have to see what he's posting. And so blocking him on social media can end up being such a healthy thing for you, and it doesn't have to last forever. Like, once you feel like you're healing from the breakup, you can unblock him, but for now it might be best just unfollow him on everything. The other advice I have for you is try to figure out what you can learn from the relationship that just ended, because I know you probably don't think you are ever going to be able to find another person that you're gonna like enough to date, but I promise you there is gonna be a time where you're gonna be ready to move on. So you can actually take this relationship that just ended and figure out what worked, what didn't, what can you learn, and apply it to your next relationships. Breakups suck, but they're also one of the best learning experiences. So this is a good time to figure out, okay, what can I learn from this relationship, and how can I become a better person? How can I be a better girlfriend to the next guy? And what am I gonna look for in a guy? What are some things that I just did not like in this guy, and so I want to make sure I avoid that at all costs next time around? Try to figure out things you can learn from in this relationship, and I guarantee you it is going to be such a huge help in your next relationship. That being said, my very last advice I have for you is know that you'll get over it. I promise you. I know it doesn't seem like it right now because you're in the middle of the heartache, but I promise you will get over it and you will be able to open your heart up again and date someone else. And when you get over it and when you find someone else, it's gonna be so special, especially when you find the person that's is gonna be the one. When you get older and you date and you look back to your first few heartbreaks, you're gonna be like, wow, that was so stupid. I can't believe like I was sad about that, because like this person I am with now is so much more special, and you're gonna be so glad those relationships ended, because if those relationships had not ended, you would not be with this special person you are with now. But I know right now it does not seem like you're ever gonna find someone else that you're gonna end up liking as much as this guy. So I want to share my experience with you to let you know that it is possible. So right now I'm a senior in college and I have a boyfriend. I've been dating him for a couple years, and like I know he's the one that I will marry, and he's just so much more special. He treats me with so much respect, and he's so kind, he's so loving. And not to diss at the guys I've dated in the past, but I remember thinking like those guys were good, but this guy is like 100 times better. And so I think to myself, like, if I would have just settled and if I would have went back to those relationships because I hated the idea of not having a boyfriend, I would be missing out on the guy I'm dating right now, and that would have sucked, because this guy is just honestly the sweetest human being on earth. So you have that to look forward to. Eventually you will find somebody and you're gonna be so thankful those relationships didn't work out, because you're gonna be in a much better, happier relationship. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I know this is hard, so let yourself heal. Just take it one day at a time, and if there's any way that I can help, I would love to comment down below how I can provide you more videos like this that will be helpful to you. I do post content like this over on TikTok a lot, so you can follow me over there and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on videos like this in the future. But yeah, that is all I got for you. Again, I do want to say, like, I'm sorry for what you're going through. It sucks, but it will get better. Yeah, that is all I got. And until next time, bye.